Hey everyone, how's it going? Alright, so basically this is my very first video, and you know what, the reason I'm doing this is because I feel that Coke Studio this year has been phenomenally good, you know, and I feel that over the last few years there's been a lot of hate being thrown toward it, and I sort of understand it because it doesn't match up to everyone's taste and they have sort of deviated from what the original sound was. I get that, whatever, but this season deserves credit for sure because I've seen some reaction videos online and they're great, they're amazing, but however I feel that there's so much more to be said because these songs, the singers are so powerful this year. They're just amazing. The compositions, the way they fused everything, the fusion of the music has been great. So the reactions online have not been enough. So I guess that's where I step in. I hope I do justice to it. So this one song, I think this is my summer song. Although it came out during the latter part of the summer, but it is just something that, it's like, you know, one of the songs which you play in the car and you're just driving at a certain speed and, you know, with the windows rolled down and the cool breeze hitting you. So that song, guys, I'm talking about is Tinak Dhin by Ali Hamza, Ali Sethi and Waqar Ehsin. Now, you guys have heard the original Coke Studio version of it, right? However, not many of you, a lot of you have, but not many of you have seen the live acoustic version that Ali Hamza recorded. And it is a completely different sound because it's live, it's in a room, it's not in a production studio, and it is of course stripped away with all production values that Coke Studio had. So I just find it wonderful because here the voices are raw, they're a little off tune, but that makes it even better. Like the camera guy behind right now, his name is Ali, he's the one who told me that, you know, there's something really nice about the rawness of you know, acoustic singing, live acoustic singing, and I'm like, you know, he's right. So without, you know, boring you guys more, here goes. Alright, let's start. Alright, we see Ali Hamza really comfortable with the guitar in his hand. Oh yeah. Yeah. They're already having a lot of fun, you know, all these three guys. They're just standing, there's not much dynamics happening, but you can tell that they're having so much fun. Ooh, the low note, oh. Yeah. Oh. Can I just say that we started off with Ali Hamza with his deep husky voice, and then suddenly Ali Sethi with his high-pitched, soothing voice, the contrast that he brought to it, unbelievable. He's having so much fun. I'm having fun watching this. Yeah. Ali Sethi, man, he knows he's good. He knows he's good. That's why he's so chill when he's dancing. Like, he's not dancing, but he's sort of, you know, with the groove and everything, he's into it. When they put these vocal gymnastics inside, I think that sort of gives it a completely different mood to the song. Waqar Ehsin. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, so we saw in the original version that Waqar Ehsin was crazy good. Like, he was, कहते ना कि Ali Sethi का टक्कर का. Even in the live version, he is crazy good. Ali Hamza's like, I'll just sit out for this part. Oh. This song, every now and then it gives you this sort of like jazba and josh, you know, it sort of gets you really into the song even more. Oh, the sawar, the way he says that. Oh. Oh. Ali Hamza doing his thing. Sort of brings it back to the way the song started. Okay. by the way, in case you guys don't know, this is a very, very famous line from Alam Iqbal. Look, I love Ali Hamza, right? But he sort of brings the song not down in a bad way, right? He gives it a certain tempo, and then Ali Sethi just brings it back up right there. I love the combination of all three. Waqar Ehsin, he's not backing down. No. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Alright. They've upped the tempo now. Oh, Ali and his alap, yaar. And the Waqar, the pitch Waqar goes to, man, it is unbelievable. And he's got such a power in his voice. How on earth do they do that? And why is no one talking about what they just did right now? Why has no one else talked about it? Oh. Okay guys, that was crazy. So obviously you guys saw how sort of into it I got, how excited I got. You know why that is, right? I feel that, okay, so, you know, we are so bombarded with so many different songs, so many different singers, and all of them are definitely great, right? But when you hear these two singers come together, right, and they all sound very different, right, and they all have very amazing vocal capabilities, that it's sort of, you're just like, you can't help but appreciate it, right? And then and sometimes I feel that a lot of listeners, they don't get to sort of understand how difficult it is to learn how to sing. You know, we all, I mean, like, for example, I'm doing a reaction video, so you might be thinking like, oh, you know, we're sure you, like, why are you talking like an expert? I'm not an expert, I'm not a singer, but I do have an ear. You know, I've been listening to music for such a long time, and I can easily say that yes, I can sort of recognize talent when I see one, right? And of course, like, who am I? I'm a nobody. They don't need me to tell them that they're talented. Of course, before we end this video, Ali, I know you enjoyed the song as much as I do, and it will be a shame if the viewers don't get to hear your input on this. What do you think about the song? Let's hear it.
Yeah, I think it was a brilliant song, and the fact that it was an original song just made it even better. Yeah. We've been crying out loud for an original music coming out of Pakistan.
Yeah, and some original good music.
Original good music,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
And the fact that Ali Hamza was on it, his rawness, you could just see it through.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I think, again, like you mentioned in the video, that Coke Studio, as great as it is, but the reason why we missed a lot of the initial Coke Studio episodes was because it sounded very raw. It sounded very natural.
So the reason you feel that why the quality has like sort of gone, it's not as high as it used to be, because back in the day it was more natural, more raw, less rehearsals, less preparation.
Yes, and I guess they weren't really dying to make it so perfect also, right? And that's the thing. Yeah. Perfection is great, but it does get boring. It gets a bit flat. And yes, until unless we don't have a conflict, you know, the drama is not created.
What do you mean?
And so when you have, for example, there were times when you said Ali Hamza just stopped and said, hey, you know what? You guys, what's his name?
Take it away.
Yeah, and see, that was a conflict, right? So that one guy cannot just match up to the other's level.
Sure.
And that's what just made it sound even more interesting. And we can see from your reaction, that's when you were like, hey, you know what, Ali? Just said, I can do it. And that's why it was so great.
But can I say something? I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but you know, like, even though, yes, Ali, you know, he is in a different, he's not, let's keep it real, he's not in the same league in terms of the vocal gymnastics as these guys, but Ali is great himself. Like his voice quality is so unconventional, you know, especially for a song like this.
Oh yeah,
That
for
he
sure.
added to it. You're right. It's definitely a conflict because we have Ali's deep and husky and sort of, you know, like this like type voice, and then you have these sort of classically trained singers with him, and that made the song. If Ali Hamza were not part of the song, I would have liked it less, at least by 30-40%. No, even 50%. I have to say that 50%. Definitely, you're right about that.
Yeah, and I think this Waqar Ehsin, is that what's his name?
Yeah.
He's a great find.
Yeah, he's a
And,
very good find. I've never heard of him before.
yeah, apparently he was on Pakistan Pop Idol. That's where he started from.
Okay.
Not too sure about that, but
Okay.
just a quick Google search
Yeah.
told us that.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, I think he was great, and yeah, it was a brilliant song, and just the fact that it was original and this acoustic version was
Yeah.
it's out of this world.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that it's almost like going back to the, you know, where you start off from, because that's how you start off, right? With the acoustics, just jamming
Yeah,
like
jamming
three
with your
friends.
friends and everything. Yeah.
And just look at us. We're at a park.
Yeah. Yeah.
And doing exactly that, right?
Yeah.
That's why you hear a lot of kids screaming. You hear everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, guys, by the way, the ambient noise over here is basically because we're in a public park, and yeah, you see all these wonderful people just doing their thing and the kids having fun. So yeah, we just thought this would be a perfect setting for our very first video.
all right, brilliant. So let's just.
All right, so Ali, thank you so much. I mean, thank you so much for your input on this. I think you definitely share some great insights about this. You're right, especially the thing about conflict. That does make things interesting, way
Right.
more interesting. I never thought of it that way.
And I think in the next upcoming videos, we'll talk more about the conflict when it's created within the music and why
Yeah.
that sounds so great.
I agree. Let's do that for sure. I look forward to that. So
All
you
right.
guys, let us know what you think. Please give your opinions on what I've said, what Ali has said, and we look forward to doing more of these for you guys. See ya.